Love it. How was managing your other ISAs going for you? Because I know you're trying to brokerage stuff.
My circle dialers are offshore, and I have low expectations. My expired cancel caller is local, and I feel really good about him.
Okay. Good deal, good deal. All right. Well, cool. Sounds like things are moving right along for me. Have you been picking up some techniques in this advanced group from Mark?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Love it, love it. All right. Maria, what's going on with you? What's going on in the world today?
Hi, Adam. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry about my voice. I had a flu over the weekend. So I took calls last week. It was my first time to take calls.
Right.
We are on the recruiting initiative, so it's not listings or expireds or buyers that we're calling. Anyway, I was able to encourage 6 people to attend our mastermind event yesterday. I haven't got the confirmation though if they did attend. Was not able to talk to my client yet, but I think there's already a feat that I was able to accomplish since it was the first week that of taking calls. I was with Mark yesterday. We had one-on-one session and been learning a lot since then.
All right. Cool. Are you also joining the foundations group?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay. Are you an ISA or actual agent?
I'm an ISA.
Okay,
ISA.
that's what I thought. All right, cool. All right, welcome, welcome. Matt and Michael out in Denver, what's going on with you guys?
Not much, just getting excited for the football game today.
Out it.
Denver plays today?
Yeah.
Opening season, who are they playing?
They got to play the same team they played the last time, the Panthers.
Oh, really? That's going to be a good game tonight then.
Yep.
Kicking off the season. Love it. So what's going on in your guys' world out there besides waiting on football?
Just showing up. Michael's one of our new agents on our team, so just getting him integrated to your guys' training and showing him what you guys do and how you guys help us with, just kind of, things a little bit different.
Right.
Digging deep with people and trying to find motivation and setting appointments.
True motivation, right?
True motivation.
Like it. Cool. I love it. Melanie, what's going on with you? What's going on in the world today?
Hey, Adam.
What's up?
I have
a little
quick
weird
little story that I'd like to share with you that I think you'll get a kick out of.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying?
Go for it.
What were you saying is weird?
I didn't say anything was weird. I said go for it.
Oh. Yesterday was my first day back since I took a little mini vacation so that we could go home and see our family for my husband's birthday. And so I came back to a lot of catching up, and Prince had asked me to go through some of the new buyer leads, internet leads that had come in, and just kind of look over them that the agents had been working on themselves or supposed to have been working on themselves. And so I did that, and I found this one that the agent had called, and she got a voicemail and didn't leave a message. And so then she sent a text, and the text wouldn't go through, and so she sent an email. And then I got to looking at it, and there was an inquiry. They had requested to get a showing set up for this particular property. And I was like, well, that's not normal that somebody would ask for a showing scheduled and then not give you a good number. So I got to looking into the inquiry to see if maybe they gave a different number, because that's something that I've learned through this program, obviously, and listening to Barb and everything. And so sure enough, there was a different number, and the number was good, and I didn't actually talk to the lead yet, but she did respond back to me via email after I was able to reach her at the right number, and I just thought that that was pretty cool that I actually thought to do that, but the agents didn't know any better because they've never been through the program.
Right. Cool. I love it. Good job. There's also a program called Spokey out there that I coach our agents on using. You know, getting a piece of data, sometimes you just have to reverse engineer to find the correct phone number, email address, social accounts, whatever it may be. So I would also suggest getting an account with Spokio and scrub your data back across that, and you'll end up finding numbers and being able to make contact with these people. We do it and kind of weirds them out, but they're like, damn, I want an aggressive agent working on my behalf that's going to go that extra mile
Right.
to get the job done. So good job.
Thanks.
Good job. Good job. So let's everybody unmute your phones right now. Everybody unmute your phones. Everybody unmuted. So let's get everybody looking at you guys in your office. Let's make some noise today. So repeat after me. Now I am the voice.
No, I am the voice.
I will lead, not follow.
I will lead,
not follow.
I am a force for good.
I am a force for good.
Force for good.
I will defy the odds.
I will defy the odds.
I will set a new standard.
I will
set a new standard.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up. So, guys, let's make some noise and actually say it with some damn passion. I got all the ISAs looking through this glass window at me. But say, now I am the voice.
Now I am the voice.
I will lead, not follow.
I will lead, not follow.
I will create, not destroy.
I will create, not destroy.
I will create, not destroy.
I am a force for good.
I'm a force for good.
I will defy the odds.
I will defy the odds.
I will set a new standard.
I will set a new standard.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
Step up.
All right, guys. Starting off with a little bit of this. We'll get your meetings going. If you're a new ISA or you're building out a team of ISAs, doing some affirmations like this are cool. So anyways, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. And hopefully you guys are really figuring that out. Normally when you're first setting up an ISA department and you're putting the structure in place, you're changing, you're basically changing processes for agents. Some agents are disgruntled. They're not going to fit the new system. And, there's some growing pains that are associated with changing the model, right? And so hopefully by now, some of you guys are new in the program. Some of you guys are about 6 months in. Today's a little bit different. You guys aren't getting sales training. Normally, you guys are getting advanced sales training in this call. I really want to talk about our team model, how we're put together, and then talk about the vision and the why behind why you're also doing what you should be doing, and then what your team should be doing in terms of your rainmaker team leads, in terms of being able to sell 1,000 homes a year, 1,500 homes. Here, we'll mute everybody real quick. Okay, so, but hopefully you guys got through the growing pains. Some of you guys that have been in the program 4 or 5, hitting on that 6-month mark, and you're actually coming together, working together, learning together, critically thinking together, and hopefully you guys are all creating together, because the ISAs really have to look at their role as the agents are their customers. If they're not setting qualified appointments, protecting the agent's time, expediting quality appointments on their calendar to get things into escrow, and if they're not helping the agent make money, then they're really not needed. So hopefully you guys are facilitating that and really getting these systems set up to expand and explode. And you really, you really have to think in terms of the team model as putting egos aside. And we practice the 5 dysfunctions of a team. And if you guys have coached with like Bob Corcoran or NAEA or any other places like that, they've covered that book. I'll kind of touch on some things that make us great in terms of how we handle conflict, how we disagree and commit, and put our egos aside. But if you guys are able to really get this thing in sync from a call center to a transactions department to a listings department to specialists with the listing agents and buyer agents and how we run our whole team model, you're really going to be able to shoot up in the Wall Street Journal charts. So hopefully you guys are on your path in terms of building the foundations for your ISA center and moving on. From the advanced group, hopefully you guys are also critically thinking what's next with the business in terms of your TCs, listings department, marketing department, whatever it may be. And hopefully you guys are not running out of leads, because you see all of the lead sources that we call and we're incubating. And here's just a couple of them. So we're focused on as an ISA too, we have a client care manager. You guys never hear her. She doesn't work in our call center. She works actually at our east location. Well, the call center is out west here, but she's following up with past clients. She's managing our Raving Fans Club. And if you guys, I've showed you guys how to build unique value propositions, how to differentiate yourself through comparison and contrast to be able to have ammunition and be able to get people to take actions through those unique value propositions, tangible or perceived, whatever it may be. But hopefully you guys are also looking into building some type of past client program, Raving Fans, in our Home Buyer Advantage program that you guys have had access to in terms of how we differentiate on the buyer side with 10 things in there. One of them is the Raving Fan stuff. We got margarita machines. We have moving trucks for life. We have power washers. Just over the years, we've just added to this, and past clients can use it. And so we're able to market it, continuously touch them, follow up with them. And the key is to also, if they're in business, goes back to, what I've really picked up from Michael Mayer over the last couple of years is giving referrals to be able to receive them. And so we're trying to match other business owners with other business owners to spark a referral. And then in turn, we're able to pick up referrals as well. So hopefully you guys are not overlooking that piece of it, especially as the ISA. We're going to be going into the slow season, and you're going to have to practice solid database management. You're going to have to turn through more leads, flip more rocks over, just to be able you double that to be able to find an appointment versus the type of volume that you've had to do in the summertime. And some of you guys have never been through the seasonalities or a full cycle of winter, and then shit is about to get real. Like right before the leaves start turning yellow or falling off the trees, I start picking up this message with our team. It's time to get radical. It's time to get focused. It's time to eliminate all of the distractions so we can have a singular focus exploding into the fourth quarter. So we set the tone going into the 2017. And I want you guys to do that as well. And you have to understand that if you're going to be joining us on call nights in November and December, you're going to see we're going to be burning through 400 dials, 300 dials, versus if you're joining us live and direct at call night, you're seeing maybe 150 dials, but our contact ratio is high and we're setting appointments. In the wintertime, it's just going to be much lower, much slower, and it's a grind, and you're going to have to get your mindset right, your belief system in check to be able to grind out this winter. A lot of ISAs can't make it through the winter, and so hopefully you guys are preparing for it and know what to expect if this is your first season. Sign calls, we carry about we're in a seller's market here. Everything is selling like hotcakes. We still carry about 80 to 90 signs in yards. Even though the sign calls are going live to a buyer agent on duty from 8 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, hopefully you're taking that data, guys, and your ISAs are still following up with them, regardless if they actually talk to an agent or even what happened. You still want to call, talk about the differentiating factors that the business has to offer, spot check the agents, and then hopefully they're getting them into your CRM, data management, or wherever you're putting your leads. And so you guys hear Barbara or Deborah make some sign calls on call nights or throughout their live calls that you guys are synced in with them. That's another data source that you guys can capture is the sign calls. I know some of you guys are running everything through your ISA and bottlenecking it, and that's not what we coach. That's so 2011 for us, and so hopefully that stuff is going to the agents, and then the safety net is the ISA. Sphere of influence, we're asking all of our agents to get their sphere in their Boomtown accounts or whatever CRM that you guys are using, and then the call center is helping nurture and set up these databases with their sphere of influence, and working that pillar as well. Our texting, you guys see Barbara making those calls. We have that text writer on our signs. And if they don't press 1 to go to an agent, we still capture the actual number. We don't get a name. I think now we do get the address from the actual software or whatever that we use. However, let's make sure that you guys are capturing that texting data as well. Our direct mail is more for our inbound ISA upstairs. Leslie, she's handling all of our radio, farming, postcards, all that stuff. I know some of you guys are calling FSBOs, expireds, and stuff like that, but the powerful punch is the 1-2 punch. So you're hearing us making these calls. You're probably getting into some for sale by owner conversations, expired, cancellations, withdrawals, whatever the hell you guys call them. Now, the 1-2 punch is hopefully you're mailing them. So right when we're syncing the FSBO data into our call center, day 1 mailer goes out. At day 3 mailer goes out. At day 7 mailer goes out, because I want to hit them. I want to hit them and ask them if they're receiving any of our aggressive marketing literature, and they're gonna be like, yeah, it's sitting on the counter, or I saw it, or yeah, I threw it away, or yeah, you've sent me a couple of them. And so I'm just trying to gain mind share with them. So you're positioned more, if you're hitting them with them mailers, as somebody that has systems. You're persistent, and also it positions you as an authoritative figure. If they're seeing the mailers, you're able to have an optimized conversation with the timing of day 1, day 3, day 7. And we basically have a campaign built out for a whole year for expireds and FSBOs and stuff like that. And I know some of you guys have asked for that stuff from Mark, or you want some of our email dripping campaigns, online or offline content. We are still a real estate company, not a coaching company, and we're not trying to give all of our secrets away, right? So create your own stuff, get with the graphic designs person, keep it very simple. There's tons of things to research out there, but get your farming and your postcards going out with your expired FSBOs and stuff like that, or if you're also going to farm an area. Hitting it hard also with circle prospecting. I actually have 2 new ISAs I brought in to help get that off the ground, and then obviously our networking leads. And what I mean by that is like our open house networking and different things like that. Having your agents put all of that stuff and run it back across you or the call center is important. So I coach our agents on, especially our new agents, but it's all about building a database. We're helping them with Google, Yahoo, Bing, Facebook, Zillow, HomeGame, Realtor.com, all of our online pillars, whatever, but really coaching them on getting their offline leads in there as well, and then making sure all of that is being scrubbed back across the call center. Okay, so hopefully you guys are set up with that, and you're fueled for your leads, and you got all of your systems set up by shadowing us and working with us, it's, you guys have been learning a lot of sales techniques, but I want to make sure we have sound systems and you have everything in place going into the wintertime. All right, a little background about our team as well. This is, I don't know how many rainmakers are on here today. Actually, I was going to reach out to some rainmakers. I wanted them to hop on this call as well. It would have been a good call to actually do with your team leads or your ISAs. And I spoke, I don't know, about a couple months ago in Dallas, and a lot of people right now are trying to build a celebrity brand or a celebrity team or a celebrity brokerage, and that worked for us back in 2010, 2011. However, we could only really sell about 400 homes with that celebrity type of brokerage, Mike Gerbic Team Realtor. So when we was trying to attract talent and getting them to buy in, you can get people to buy into a brand and a vision, but it's hard to get people to buy into an ego or a person or attract top talent. So we said, let's go. So we added some other partners. We restructured our whole business and to get away from the celebrity type of individual or brokers, because we hit our ceiling. And eventually, if you guys have a celebrity type of brokerage or team or whatever, you're going to hit that ceiling as well. And it could be 500 units or even 600. And when we did 688 was the year we was going through a 2-year debranding process on our radio, all of our farming, all of our marketing, wraps on trucks, all of our logo stuff. And we went from Select Homes, Mike Gerbic Team, to eventually our brand is Select Homes Team Real Estate, which is finally ego-free, and it took us 2 years to get there. And we didn't just build an ego business built around a celebrity, which is a majority owner of our company, Gerbic, and we have 4 other owners and 5 now because we've opened a branch in Kansas City. I'm about to open another one in Missouri. But this is really where you guys want to get to, is building a brand so you can start to attract top talent into your call center, into your other departments, into your agency, so they can be a reflection of the brand and not an individual. I really want to get into the differentiating things between a group of people that are working together and what a true team is. Like the whole trending shit right now is ISAs and teams and all this stuff. And when I'm able to go and vet people's business opportunities out, or I get a chance to work with some other rainmakers and stuff like that outside of this program, I really look at everything. I'm like, you guys are just really a group of people working together. There's really no systems. Your ISAs aren't selling your agents. Your buyer agents aren't selling your listing agents. Your listing agents aren't selling your TC department, your listings department, but they're branded as a team. And realistically, the old way of doing business is like the Flintstones. I look at the way that we do business. It's kind of like, it's really a well-oiled machine, and it's the Jetsons in comparison. Hold on, let me grab some water, guys. This is what most realtors was having to do. This is why ISAs are needed, because the agent is just inundated with, taking pictures, going on appointments, uploading, content into MLS, or running flyers out to a sign, or just doing all these $12, $13, $14, $15 an hour things that bog them down, and they end up getting burnt out, and they end up not making money. And so what you guys need to be looking at is not just building an ISA department around your client, because you need to be client focused, not broker focused or agent focused, but we need to be client focused. And I've had people, when we first started coaching a couple years ago, come to me and they just thought that they could get an ISA and it's going to resolve all their issues. And when I vetted out their business, I'm like, you don't need an ISA right now. You need like an assistant or a transaction coordinator. You need to start to build a listings department to get that other shit off of your plate, so then you can get on the phone and you can focus on what you're good at, which is dollar producing activities and generating appointments and all that stuff. And so and then at that time, when you're able to master the phone at that time, then usually it's a good time to get an ISA. But hopefully you guys are building other departments around your client as well. In the foundations group, I showed you guys our core values, unique value propositions. You guys see a lot of stuff in that group, and hopefully as a company, you guys have some core values that everybody can buy into. You have a mission statement, you have a vision statement. If you're part of the Inside Sales Expert group, you saw me post this before. I've shown it in the foundations group. Just to touch on our core values real quick, honesty, we do the right thing even when no one is looking. Accountability, everyone in our operations staff or agents think like an owner. Personal growth is huge to us. We are committed to a culture of continuous improvement. People first. We live by the platinum rule. We treat others the way that they would want to be treated. Innovation. We are passionately curious to be able to set the tone for the future and lead the way, as we've been, ranked 9th to 11th in the Wall Street Journal in terms of transactions the last 4 years. All right, teamwork, we learn together, think together, and without a doubt, coming together and storming together and forming together, we end up creating together. And you guys heard me touch on that a little bit. And, our vision is very simple. We will create the most successful and influential real estate company in the world by focusing on teamwork, leadership, personal growth to achieve our goals. We personally believe owners, agents, clients all deserve better than the status quo of just a group of people working together. We will create a team of teams across the nation, revolutionize the real estate industry by providing world-class service. And, in doing so, we'll create those raving fans, past clients. We'll create a brand that is known throughout our community for service, results, innovation. Our customer service business will set a new higher standard of excellence in the real estate industry. With the success that naturally comes from this effort, we are dedicated to giving back to our communities and basically improving and changing the lives of the agents, the ISAs, or the people around us. And that's really what it is about, is changing lives through changing the way that real estate is done. So anyways, hopefully you guys have a vision where everybody is, come together and you guys collectively create this. One person just can't type something like this up and everybody buys into it. You have to get everybody to weigh in, get feedback, and create create what you guys, what's your core values? What's your mission statement? What do you believe in? What's your vision statement? All right, so hopefully you guys picked up on some of that stuff in the foundations group, and you guys are working towards that or already have it. What type of business do you guys think McDonald's is in? Anybody type it in, or unmute yourself. What type of business do you think McDonald's is in? Crickets, you guys sleeping on your keyboard? Wake up! I will lead, not follow. What type of business is McDonald's in, guys? Fast food, marketing, selling more stores, fast food. McDonald's is in the real estate business. That's the actual business that they're in, is land development, developing the facilities, and then they sell or they rent out those buildings and sell the system. So McDonald's business is real estate. What business do you guys think Black & Decker is in? The little drill deal. What business do you think they're in?
I'm glad to see. I'm actually sad, but glad to see they don't speak up any better when you're on the line than when I'm on the line, Adam. Somewhere along the line,
I don't even know why I'm wasting my time here. Since you're here, you can take over the. Since you're here, you can.
I don't know what happened. They just decided that they're just going to not talk.
Give me some more coffee. Yeah, I don't. So cool, man. They're actually typing in the box. So guys, what type of what's he said real estate? What type? We got the Quell group back in here. What's Mike Quell's group got back in here, or is he still? What type of business is Black & Decker in, guys? Retail. Like, what was their why? Like, why are they in business? McDonald's stuff is real estate. Black & Decker, they never set out to build a drill. The drill that we have today, the why behind it was to help people put a hole in things. that was their why. That's how they got started. What business is Wonder Bra in? I know we got some ladies on here. Why did Wonder Bra get in business? TikTok, ladies. Support. I like that, Oscar. Support. Comfort. So Wonder Bra, the reason that beauty, yeah, you're actually pretty close, Melanie, with beauty. Wonder Bra actually started to give women confidence back. Back in, I forget what year it was, but the women was just able to start competing in the Olympics, and there was only one type of bra that was made at that time. And got some coffee for me? Thank you. And so, so this was really when women was still just in the kitchen and barefoot and cooking, if that even sounds right. But but they really Wonder Bra, the reason why they actually got in business and started making bras was to give women confidence back. And then also to create a sports bra. It was a year women was able to start competing in the Olympics. And so that's how they ended up coming up with Wonder Bra that's morphed into what it is today. Why do you guys think Harley Davidson started building motorcycles? You just thought one day, they're like, wow, I just want to build this big hunk of metal on two wheels to go down the highway. Like, what was their reason why? Why is Harley Davidson in business, guys? Give me some other shots on this one. Speed, personal passion, confidence. All right, I love it, guys. So the reason behind Harley Davidson's why was to give middle-aged men going through a midlife crisis a sense of freedom, to be able to get on a bike, go down the highway, and basically try to recapture their youth. And so it all goes back to it all goes back to giving them more confidence, freedom, stuff like that. So I would ask you guys, hopefully I tied that in with the core values, because I want to make sure you guys have a purpose and you have a why of what you guys are doing as IFAs, because it can be a damn grind on the phone. and especially I outlined the environment of going into the winter and the mindset that you guys are going to have to grind that out. And so you're going to have a larger purpose of why you're doing what you're doing, tied in with the teammates that you're doing it for in the team or the brokerage or whatever. And so I would really figure out your why with you guys' business. Why are you building an ISA department? Why are you doing what you're doing? And you're accountable to grind this winter out. And I try to get from the ISAs to a transaction coordinator to my coaches on our team to the team leads. I want everybody thinking like the CEO. Like one of our core values were everybody thinks like an owner, right? You are the CEO of your life, you're the CEO of your actions, you're the CEO of your job, and you're responsible for those outcomes. And so having that CEO mindset is how I want you guys to operate with. You are the boss of your life. Why do you guys do what you do, right? Like hopefully whoever hired you had a vision, right? They had a vision and a purpose to help agents make more money or to be able to change lives through changing the way they're doing real estate in the industry. Or for us, it's to be able to bring a better client experience with our client care department. You don't have to be good or great. You just have to be available, right? So that was really what spawned the call center for us 5 or 6 years ago. Was communication is the biggest problem in this industry. And if an agent can't convert you within 30 to 90 days, then you're not even getting in their spreadsheet, and they're not doing research for you, and they're not doing the tedious things that you need done, even if you're going to purchase next year. And so I said we need to get licensed people that we pay an hourly rate for to be available from 8 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night to be able to help those people. And then we start to come across as a trusted advisor. We're positioned as an authoritative figure. We have mind share with them when they're ready to purchase, and that's how we're able to capture business. And it was through that vision that we're able to do what we're able to do now with our strategies and our tactics and stuff like that. It really for us, it does start with the why. Mark might have showed you guys a slide. Hold on, I got to take a sip of coffee here. Got me worked up this morning. Mark, you still with us? Mark jumped off. So first, hopefully you guys started with the why, the how, and the what, with the strategies, the tactics. As you start building a team out, and you guys start forming together, and you guys are going to have healthy conflict, hopefully disagree to commit. Everybody on the team is going to have different perspectives. Like, I'm dealing with buyer agents complaining about listing agents, or ISAs complaining about agents, or agents complaining about ISAs, and then or the transactions department is complaining that the agents are missing signatures, they're not getting their paperwork submitted in the correct order, or just whatever, right? It's just business. We all have problems. What I try to get everybody to understand is there's just different perspectives and different views from everybody's vantage point. Like for me, I'm over here on that top right, like that satellite view, as an owner and the person that runs our sales company. That's the view I have, and not everybody is able to have that vantage view, especially our agents that are up top or our ISAs. Like they're in the trenches, they're grinding it out, and so they even have a different perspective than myself. And so our middle managers and our coaches and stuff like that are the top left. But when you're working with your teammates and you're dealing with conflict, or you're dealing with issues, or quality of appointments suck, or vice versa, hopefully you guys are coming from a place of curiosity and empathy and really listening to one another, because the same exact two people could look at the same thing and see two different things, right? So what business are we really in? Like, tell me, what business are you guys in? Like, other than selling houses, because this is just a vehicle and a byproduct for the net result. But what business do you guys think you're in? Making people's dreams come true, building relationships, customer service, helping people, building trust. I like it. So we're obviously in the real estate business. We're not getting paid unless we're selling houses. But Carlos hit the nail on the head. We're in the American dream business. We're selling dreams. We're helping people achieve their goals, maybe first-time home ownership, or they've always had bad credit, no money, and finally getting in a home, or whatever. And to me, that's the ultimate That's the ultimate thing. We're in the American dream business. For me, I'm not, as an owner of our company and the person that even runs our sales side of the company, I'm not the best realtor. I have way better agents that are better agents than me. I don't, most days I don't even feel like I'm in real estate. I'm in the human development business and I'm in the marketing business. I feel like I'm a marketer. You could drop me anywhere on this planet. I could go sell insurance, real estate, cars, whatever it may be, and I will be able to excel at the level that I'm able to do in real estate because of my marketing and sales background as well. Okay? People development business. Like I said, some days I don't even feel like I'm in real estate because I'm constantly developing our people. And I just met everyone in our company. I've come coaching coaches now. I don't really coach agents directly except on Mondays. They can get on like a virtual call with me, which is like new agent training or whatever. But most of my best coaching, at least with agents, to get them to have a breakthrough is mindset, belief systems, and helping them break the chains of the bullshit stories that they're telling themselves. And you hear and you see the cliche memes on Facebook that go around, right? But it's so true. Like when I have an agent sales numbers drop off, it's usually like something screwed up at home. They're not focused. They're having problems in their personal life. But most people aren't just going to come out and say, "Hey, I'm screwed up. Will you sit and listen to me?" Well, there are a few of those out there, but for the most part, for me, it's really helping them develop a good mindset, getting bought back into the vision, and then having a vulnerable conversation with our coaches and our agents. And so I just met every single agent in our company and spent an hour with them this week. And I learned a lot of stuff about our agents that I normally wouldn't have learned if I don't take that time and meet them, every quarter, or our coaches coach them monthly to be able to dig deep into their business, because it's not always about the numbers. It's not always about the appointments. It's not always about making more calls. It's about the people and developing them and their character and keeping them focused on the vision. And then we're in the serving business. It's so true. I have a coach that is been coaching within our team, and I had a couple of agents come to me because I have an open door policy, as long as it's not getting abused, right? And they said, "Hey, we see you present every Wednesday, and we see the things that you talk about, but I think one of your coaches isn't aligned with one of your core values or what you believe in, and he's coaching through ego and title and status and stuff like that." And so then I had to pull him aside, work with him, and if serving is below you, then leadership is beyond you, and I really believe that. It's just like I brought two people in to start doing just sold, just listed stuff as ISAs with us. Shelly's our team lead. She's never made those calls or done that, and that's her job, to coach these people, keep them developing on, through my oversight. But I'm going to get on the phone, make calls with them, and work alongside them, because everybody in our business that does something, I've personally worked on it before, done it, helped set up before we got it mastered and turned it over to other people. And through that is how you're going to be able to gain respect of your peers and change lives, by getting everybody committed and pulling in the same direction. And when I think about our team model, I love this quote from Plato: "All things will be produced in superior quality, quantity and quality, and with a greater ease when each man works at its single occupation in accordance with his or her natural gifts, and at that right moment, without meddling in anything else." And that is so true with our assembly line real estate, if you will, from how the inception of how a lead is born, and how it goes to an agent, and then back across our call center to the agents, and then through the TC department, listings department, and then under contracts to close department. So that's huge. The reason you guys are here, we're just a real estate company that just so happens to coach. So when I first got into real estate, I was looking around, and I sold my insurance business six years ago. When the market crashed, I was just like, I don't want to be doing this, covering 3 states, running around. I'm like, 5 years from now, I don't want to be doing this. And that was 6 years ago. And when I got into the industry, there was a lot of sharks in the insurance industry. And then I get into real estate, and it's a bunch of zombies walking around, and it's not even like they're true professionals. And there's really no training that goes on in our industry. So when I started building and we started exploding this thing, I said, we have to become a coaching company. We have to get in the personal development business where we're always going to be paying third-party coaches to develop our people. And I would rather bring that in-house, just like we started building an ISA or a call center before anybody knew what it was. And I think at that time, like the only outsourcing call center at that time was like my Outdesk. And it's like, why would we, ship that out if we can develop this ourselves and put a Midwest work ethic behind it and really innovate and lead the way with some of this stuff? And then we had to come up with training for, platforms for our agents, the Jumpstart program or our new agent training, or you got to constantly be evolving to build platforms to develop your people on the sales side, the human side of it, and then on top of the real estate side of it. All right. This is how the community views us. And it's sad. So it's up to us to become savvy with how we're able to articulate our value, differentiate ourselves, come from a place of authority, and negotiate. General public sees us as above used car salesmen. Commissions are negotiable. And if you guys have been around me long enough, you've heard me say this before. How do they expect to respect your value if you can't articulate it? I have an new agent that gets on the phone and he says, a lot, like, I'm like, no, they don't effing know. So why don't you go ahead and explain how you're different and what you can do for them and how you're not a commodity and how you're not just like every other agent, right? To be able, value unarticulated is value that's always going to be unappreciated. But I promise you guys, cost will never, ever be an issue in the presence of value. But it's up to you to bring the value. It's up to you to have real things that differentiate yourself, and your rainmaker, your team lead, somebody has to be able to create those so you have ammunition and things that are going to be able to differentiate yourself so people can take action towards you through trust, confidence, because they are stepping towards the leader. They are stepping towards that authoritative figure, and you want respect and you want to be trusted. You need to, you got to come from that place of, we work full time, we hustle, apologize on behalf of the industry, especially if you're calling expired and FSBOs and stuff like that. Like, bigger the issue, the more they're pissed off, the happier I am, because the bigger the problem is for me to solve. And we get paid to solve problems and differentiate ourselves from all them part-time agents and non-knowledgeable agents and all that stuff. You really want to be positioned as that expert. Some of you guys are probably with these brands right here. What's the difference between these brands? Tell me, if you're a consumer looking at these brands, that you see billboards, signs, farming mailers, anything like that, what is the difference between these brands? Go ahead and type it in. I'm going to repeat this quote for Carlos. Carlos, I'm going to repeat it for you. Value unarticulated is value that's always going to be unappreciated, okay? How do you expect somebody to appreciate your value or understand it or respect it if you can't articulate it? But I promise you, the people that can articulate their value, paint a vivid picture through compare and contrast, cost will never, ever be an issue in the presence of value. I had my what was anniversary with my wife, I don't know, last month, 29th of August, right? So so if she's dressed up, it's our anniversary, and we're about to go out for dinner. It's not like I'm looking for the most cheapest place to go, right? I'm not looking to if I'm going to get a steak, I'm not going to take her to Applebee's. I'm probably going to take her to the best steakhouse in town, right? Cost isn't an issue for me because I know they're going to deliver on the service. I know we're going to have a great time, and the food quality is going to be great. So I trust I'm going there versus Applebee's. The only problem is whatever you differentiate yourself with, or whatever your brand promise is or USPs are, you damn sure better be able to deliver on it. All right. Come on, guys, type them in. What are different? I want to know what's different. If you look at these, what's different with all these brands? They are well-known companies. People have heard of them. I like that. when you look at this brand right here, these brands, you can be a franchise owner. Yeah, well known, mind share. You got mind share for a brand. Yep. See, we could, besides some well-known brands, really when you think about these brands, there's no big unique selling propositions that stick out. Like everybody's their own independent franchise. There's no collection of resources for optimized USPs across the nation or whatever it may be. So there's really not much difference when the consumer is looking at it. And that's why there's such a huge need to actually build out in the right way the team systems, have unity, and the client knows what to experience and expect consistently, whether they sell a house with Select Homes in Wichita 2 years ago or if they end up purchasing in Kansas City 3 years from now. We want to be able to deliver the same quality, the same experience every single time. Just like when you go to McDonald's, I'll use McDonald's since it was in the quote earlier. When you go to McDonald's and you get a quarter pounder, you expect that quarter pounder to be done within under 5 minutes and look the same, feel the same, smell the same, and taste the same. And if it's odd, you're probably not going to keep coming back. And if it's always changing and different. And so there's a huge, for you guys and for us, we're setting in a beautiful time right now to really lead the way. Or you can sit on the sidelines and watch it happen, because a revolution is coming. Like whoever can build these power call centers and client care departments, they're going to be able to not just control markets or states, they're going to be able to control regions. Like right now, our call center is supporting Kansas City. I got a new partner coming in from Missouri next week, and we've been in a year to get to this point with him, and then hopefully our call center's supporting like Springfield area, Jefferson, and then I have some relationships down in Texas, and so hopefully our call center from here in Wichita, Kansas, could essentially almost be the supporting lead gen system for our Midwest offices. And that's how you guys have to start thinking. Have that large vision. Not just with your 2 agents or 5 agents, or you're just one ISA and you're like, what's next for me? What's next is building out a big department that can support a lot of agents, pick up some more clients. The industry wants something else, and if there's a lot of disruption with technology, and we hear what Zillow's doing and all that stuff, and it's really being drove by the consumer. If it's up to them, they would want to get rid of real estate agents. And traditional brokerages don't want really things to change. Most of those guys, we're an independent brokerage, but it's one of our value propositions to our agents. We don't charge you rent. You get a free office here. You get leads. Like we do everything for our agents. That's how we're able to have the split that we have, because we have so much value, but then we're a volume company, and then they're able to have a balanced life, make a lot of money, and then focus on what they're good at, and that's face-to-face, belly-to-belly. And just really supporting them through that. Traditional brokerages, they're in the game of selling office space. 5 years ago, when I started building a call center, I had agents from here in our local town telling me I couldn't do it. I had people that worked on our team said it was a stupid idea, and they didn't want other people calling their leads, and they're not really their leads, they're company leads, and so we had to go through a lot of bullshit to get to where we're at. And so some of you guys, you're in your infant stages, and you're going to second guess yourself. You're going to go through challenges. You're going to stretch. You're going to grow. You're going to hopefully copy things that we're doing and implement it so it puts you on the fast track. But I promise you, there's going to be people in your market. There's going to be other agents that are going to laugh at you. They're going to fight with you. We've been turned into our board I don't know how many times just because, and we're not doing anything wrong. And then what ends up happening is we end up recruiting these agents, years down the road. We have people that work for us right now that was our biggest critics or enemies. But when they see that we can take a new person fresh off the streets, ramp them up in 90 days, and then they're making 6 figures, or the last couple of years, the agent of the year, rookie of the year agent is coming from our office, we start to get their attention. and it's all about net, not splits. You can keep 100% of your splits, and 100% of nothing is still 100% of nothing, right? The value that we're adding to our team members and as team leads, excuse me, guys, you should be too. So we provide a positive team culture, and it's like you hear culture from Keller Williams is big on it. I think culture is big, and it's like what does culture even mean, right? It's how you think, interact, and really work together and come together. I have agents that only come to our meeting on Wednesdays, and then when they'll complain about something, and I'm like, well, you're not even part of our culture. And they're like, yeah, I am because I work here. I'm like, no, just because you work here and you close a couple of deals with us a month doesn't make you part of the culture. Like, you have to come in and work. Like, I'm working in the call center today, and then when I get off here, I'm gonna go out there and work with them for a few hours, like making calls. I'm gonna get in their business and do some training with them. It's like I'm part of that culture. The ability to advance and grow with us is huge. Shelly's been with me, my lead ISA, almost like 4 years, and she's continuously growing. I have agents that have moved from being buyer agents to coaches on our team, and so you're going to have to be able to give different career paths and tracks to your agents and to your staff. Professional support staff to this is our ISAs to our agents, TCs, listings department, all that stuff. And I believe in what Mark is doing with our coaching stuff. I hired him probably about a little over a year ago, and that guy is just crushing it with you guys. I like the result that we're getting with him. I like what we're doing for our agents. And so I want you guys to start not just leveraging our training or paying. What most people do is they just hop coaches. Like, we've done it before. I've coached with everybody under the sun, from Corcoran to Mike and Jay to Devoured All the Fairy stuff to Dirk Zeller. Like, I've done it all too, and you got to go out there, and I took nuggets from each one of them, kind of learned different things along the way as I personally coached with them. But you guys got to start to think, like, if I'm an ISA or if you're an agent on here, you're a team lead, you got to start thinking of, like, the personal development side of that, because you're going to have turnover with your agents as a team lead or owner. You're going to have turnover with your agents, and, like, what's your game plan other than when you could go live with us or leverage some other coaching company? Like, start to get your own systems and your own training material in place to help ramp up your people. Also, the marketing budget and marketing teams that supplies a steady flow of predictable business for our agents. And it's really pulling in all the resources that I talked about earlier. The value to our consumer building out a team model like this, and hopefully you guys are on the fast track of building out like this, is what I talked about with that hamburger. You want it to be consistent and exceptional. You want to have that same experience. From the consumer standpoint, with what I talked about, you don't have to be good or great. You just have to be available. From the under contract to close person, our transactions department, listings department, or even somebody in the client care department on the front end. And so being able to have these staff members available to our clients, and we, from a company standpoint, are accountable to that and not pushing that off on our agents, we're able to control that quality. Agents can focus on income-producing activities, have that balanced life, far greater marketing for the property. That's why one of our unique selling propositions is a maximum marketing performance guarantee. So when I have somebody start questioning me about marketing or other things over the phone, depending on the lead source, I drop 89-point marketing plan, or the maximum marketing performance guarantee is what I tell them. I let them know, hey, we actually view ourselves as a marketing company first before an actual real estate company. We're so confident in what we do, we'll put our money where our mouth is. If you can find another team or another agent that's willing to put more of their own money into marketing over and above what we're willing to do, we'll sell your home for free if you can document that and compare to all of our marketing systems, right? And so get their attention. Well, when's normally a good time where we could get together for a few minutes so I can go over all of this with you so it can make sense, so you can get your home sold the fastest for the most amount of money, right? Unique customer programs, not commonly offered. We got tons of unique value propositions. I'm not going to get into them. You guys heard them through Foundations Group, Raving Fans program, touched on. All this stuff you got to be able to build out with. So there has to be also an exit plan if you're going to if you're really going to build this up. I don't want to be on the I don't want to be selling. I don't want to be selling houses for the rest of my life, right? So I'm looking. I ended up. I had to do everything, and Mike had to do everything to get our business to where it's at. And then a pendulum swing happened, and then there's just different levels to it. I'm doing different shit than I was doing the year before, and so on. It's just because we just keep building, and then I just turn it over to someone else. And so we want to be able to create value to our agents and the consumers, allow them, a reliable and profitable business platform to, for our owner in Kansas City, our owner in Hutch, the owner over there, and possibly Missouri, through technology, CRMs, marketing automation solutions, and a business that's just going to run itself. We're looking to really take these systems that we have and just go plant them in other markets. We sell 1,000 homes a year here. Our average sales price is $125. Wow, wow, wow. Whoop-de-doo. Like, let me take our systems, our consistency, and our marketing to a market where we got 200-300 average sales price with a partner, and we'll be crushing it on volume. We sold 150 million in volume last year, and if I was in a higher price point, that it could be 300 million, 400 million, and so hopefully you guys are getting your systems in place that can support an expansion office or something like that, and be able to have consistent, unique selling propositions and marketing. So our marketing is consistent in different markets, even in our Wichita market. So I think our Kansas City market, we're probably about 8 months into opening that office, and they've already sold 200 homes. So that first year that they're going to be open, I'm hoping that we'll end around, 325 to 450 units closed. Some of you guys have been in business way longer than a year and can't sell over 200 homes, right? It's all about systems. It's all about marketing. It's all about unique value propositions. Strategic consulting from team leaders to grow and develop their teams. Even though our owners up in the Kansas City market, I still personally coach them once a week, one-on-one. Gerbic also meets them as well. And basically trying to work their way out of the business. Nobody, you don't want to keep doing the same thing year after year. You don't want to live the same life that you lived last year, right? And so hopefully you guys are building, showing other people what you're able to do so you can step up, create something new, and then exit whatever you're used to working on. Like Shelly, our lead ISA, I used to do all that stuff that she's doing, and I was selling houses until I got to a point where I got her developed, and I just turned it over to her, and I trust her, and now she's 4 years into it. So hopefully you guys are building stuff, mastering it, understanding your math. You have watermarks, you have benchmarks to hold people to, and then you set that standard. From a tactical standpoint, relentless with our focus on our core values and culture. And you guys need to be radical with your core values that you set. Like, I fired an agent that had 9 pending a couple years ago, and it shocked the hell out of everybody. He was a top producer on our team, and everybody's like, we don't let people go in real estate, especially top producers. And I said, it's not about the money to me, and it's not about the volume, because I can develop somebody else to replace that production. I can't change his DNA, and his core values just didn't meet our company's core values, and he stuck out like a green thumb. And if I allowed for him to disrupt our culture and to always go against our core values and demonstrate that they were clearly outside of our belief system, how can I ever get the respect or lead other people to believe what I believe and getting them to buy into it if you're not holding people accountable? And so once you set core values, once you have a good culture as a leader, as a team leader, it's up to you to protect that. And you have to protect your people, and you have to be willing to let go of people that produce for you. And it sucks because I took a hit, I had to rebuild, took 2 listing agents just to replace that one. But our culture is good. Practice 5 dysfunctions of a team daily. I constantly talk about this with our team. Commit to good to great principles. Get that book if you don't have it. You need to be a learning organization, innovative with marketing. The 5 dysfunctions of a team book, it really helps. It really helps us. Not focusing on me, myself, and I, or it's all about the agent. Like, we're all about team and us. and we try to eliminate I. You know, I've said I on this conference call a handful of times, but like when I'm out on the floor, I'm working with our people, I don't say I say we and us. And so if you are building a team or you're a team lead, you have to eliminate I and replace it with we and us. Or people are always, you're going to rub people the wrong way. So it's all about serving the team. Conflict and debate must center around issues, ideas, behaviors, and results, and never the person. We have issues just like other people. I have turnover just like other people. And I'm going to be speaking in South Carolina here in about 4 weeks. And they want me to speak on the team model and how we're able to grow and always replace people when we deal with drama and stuff when I was doing an interview with them. And I just told them it's simple. We all practice the 5 dysfunctions of a team. It's a must. You read it. And every quarter or something like that, we're constantly talking about it. We're constantly highlighting our core values and storytelling. Let our agents, talk about how they had to use the 5 dysfunctions of a team with another teammate, or holding peer-to-peer accountability, or holding somebody accountable if they was outside of our core values, or doing things they're not supposed to do, versus running and telling the owner or team lead or a coach. Like, I want everybody to think like an owner, so hell, you can hold people accountable, and we're all playing by the same rules. And if there's really no gossiping when it's really practiced at a higher level, you're not going to have a bunch of undermining or issues or anything in that nature. We try to get as much feedback as we can. I have an operations manager now that handles all of our staff and our other 3 companies that we own, and keeps us in line with that. And he also gets surveys out about myself or our leaders or Mike, because I want to know how they view me, what they think about me, and stuff like that. I deliver every week to our team a power presentation. I show up and deliver my ass off, and sometimes that's the only time our agents are able to see me. And then for me to work through one-on-ones with them, and then also constantly see that they're using the 5 dysfunctions of a team is good. And so you don't have to really be in rapport with these people as a leader or an owner if you have coaches, other team leads, mentors in place that can help drive down the 5 dysfunctions of a team. Because if you have absence of trust on your team and they don't trust one another, they're not going to have conflict. They're not going to argue with one another to come up with the best possible outcome, or disagree to commit. And then if they don't do that, you're going to have a lack of commitment on responding to leads in a timely manner, making your calls, coming to meetings, coming to call night, doing whatever the hell they're supposed to do. And then if you have a lack of commitment, there's just going to be an avoidance of accountability. And if nobody can hold each other accountable and push each other towards accountability as love, and it's embraced and it's part of your culture, then you're never going to get the damn results that you're looking for to really explode and expand your business. And I truly believe in this 5 dysfunctions of a team here. And so if you don't have the book, pick it up and just do it. Good to great is another one. And I talk about it with our team when people say, well, why can't I do this? Or why do I got to come in and be a buyer agent for a couple of years before I can be a senior buyer agent and go to the listing side of the business, or whatever it may be? It's because we got to get the right people sitting on the right seat on the bus with disc profiling, core values, bought into vision, skill set, and all of that stuff. Here recently, I used to take care of all of our recruiting. I ran our whole operation staff, everything, for almost 3 years. And then as we started building and bringing in more profits, I'm able to get a recruiting broker with a compliance broker now. And I'm able to get somebody to run our staff and have an operations guy now. And then I got Mark coaching, and he's off the ground doing all this stuff, right? So we started getting everybody on the right seat on the bus, but our sales numbers was down. I'm like, I have the best damn roster, and I have smarter people working for me, but we're sucking in compared to last year or previous years, and I couldn't put my finger on it. What I quickly realized is I had a few people sitting on the wrong seat on the bus. And so we had to make some modifications, had to add some more team leads in the mix. As our company got bigger, the corporate team had to get smaller, the coaching team had to get smaller, and so we just had to move some things around for the chemistry to work. And so there's going to be chemistry with getting the right people sitting on the right seat on the bus. And if your people that work for you in your organization clearly know what you're doing, and they also have some weigh in, and they have some thoughts and some feedback for us and stuff like that, and they know we're listening, they're going to buy into the vision. And so the Good to Great is a good book to get to your group as well. Also, they'll buy in once they understand this profiling. We talk about this a lot. We have specific ISA profiles that we're looking for. We have specific buyer agent profiles that we're looking for. We have specific listing agent profiles that we're looking for. And so hopefully you guys are doing that as an organization too, from not just the sell side, but with the transactions department, listings department, marketing department, and all that stuff. All right, we're almost at the top of the hour. You guys want me to keep going? You guys awake with me? Mic check, mic check. He said, hell yeah, keep going. Preaching that fire. All right, guys, so we'll keep going. We're just hanging out. It's not every day I get to step up in the advanced group. I tell you, you guys probably heard me say this, like, you guys are actually able to see me present today. Like the foundations group, for what most of you guys went through with me, it's like I'm the bad guy. It's like, what's your numbers? Where's your volume? What's your contact to appointment ratio? Really digging deep with, confirming these appointments, the quality of the appointments. So, and we worked through everybody, and so that's just what it is, right? It's accountability, foundations to the numbers. We'll get into other stuff, but it's good that I feel good showing up and presenting for you guys today. So you guys want to keep rocking and rolling, we'll keep moving them. I want to make sure that you guys are cleaning up your database as well. A lot of new ISAs or agents, when they come into the business, and some of you guys are new and some of you guys have been with us a while, right? But I want to make sure when we're going into winter, we're getting all those shitty and bad leads out of the way, so we have a clean database going into the wintertime, so we actually understand people's pain points, motivation, timing. We've dug deep to get that true motivation, and so our message and timing can match up, hopefully, in the future with incubation and stuff like that, because excuse me, guys. So if you've just been cherry picking stuff all summer, just taking care of your hot leads or your A leads, the A lead is, somebody's going to purchase within 30 to 60 days, right? If you've just been making your appointments off of that and you haven't been handling your data properly and putting correct notes in there and getting to a point where if somebody needs to sell their home at Christmas time for whatever reason, or if somebody's relocating here in November. And so really understanding the average time until something populates or percolates back out of the system. And each year these numbers keep pushing back. The average time for a seller is 422 days before it converts. And so you have to make your website sticky through the live chat, through your value propositions, through a fair market analysis. Maybe you're getting these people into, if you're doing just sold, just listed stuff, you're getting them in the market snapshot top producer and selling them. You're showing them homes that just sold in their neighborhood and stuff like that. Buyers are converting at about 300 days on average, and these are internet leads, guys. So you're going to have a solid nurture and incubation game plan going into the wintertime. And so hopefully you guys did what you were supposed to do in the summertime. And if you didn't, this is my warning shot to you to get rid of all those different leads, get them in archive, trash, get them out of the way, because just because you got a lot of leads in your system doesn't equal job security, or it's not necessarily going to be future business, especially if you don't understand people's stories, what they're trying to achieve, what they're trying to avoid, any pain or any pleasure that they're trying to enhance. And so hopefully you guys got your database in line. Got a frog in my throat. When I talked about volume in the wintertime, and I'm not trying to scare you guys of winter. I just want to prepare you for the mindset and the volume that you're going to have to do. This is a screenshot of one of our ISAs last winter. 535 dials. So and that was in a 6-hour session. So when's the last time you dialed 500 people? These are just some things to think about. As a new ISA, you could start having to do other stuff than being live on the phone. And as an ISA, your money, and as a owner of this company, I am losing money every time these ISAs are off the phone. Anytime they're inputting data, doing or doing some type of data input, processing a lead usually takes us about 10 minutes. You guys see how long it takes Barbara from appointment to get it on the calendar, get it on 2 calendars, send out the email, update the ISA call log, the master tracker, and all that stuff, right? So be radical with protecting your time. And so get a stopwatch and start and stop when you're live on the phone and start tracking that stuff. You can track it inside the ISA call log. I used to wear this. I got that from Darren Hardy like 5 years ago. I watched one of his keynotes, and then I went and bought a stopwatch, and I'd be in the office like 10 hours, 13 hours. I'm just grinding, doing. I was very reactionary to our business versus where I'm at now. It's like I'm able to critically think. I'm able to have people like that take care of stuff, and so I'm just in a different space. But I started actually tracking my income producing activities. Whenever I was prospecting, selling, or negotiating, I would turn that stopwatch on. And I quickly discovered that out of a 12-hour day, I was only actually making money two hours a day. And so I'm like, holy shit, like when I go home and reflect, or I get home, I'm like, I'm trying to chop it up to I was busy, but I really wasn't productive. And our agents our ISAs and you guys can start getting bogged down with different things that you have to do other than being live on the phone. And so you have to start to eliminate any crappy stuff that people are putting on your plate, or you have somebody that likes to talk in your office. Our agents really don't come down to the call center unless they're going to work with the ISAs, or they got some business, or they're just coming to see me. Because I don't want anybody breaking their focus. I want our ISAs to be intentional. I want them to have a purpose, but I want them prospecting for 3 hours, taking a lunch, and prospecting. And I've had to change our processing systems, probably make tweaks to them once or twice a year, just because the ISA, it's taken away from their phone time and their talk time, all right? Get you a stopwatch. I really want to know how many hours you guys are actually prospecting, selling, or negotiating. Show up and tell, I'm interested to, some of you guys are agents, so your time is going to be a lot lower than ISA, somebody that we're paying to sit there and prospect. But I challenge you, get a stopwatch, and then when you start thinking in terms of production versus busy work, I want to eliminate all my busy work, all my $12, $13 an hour paperwork, processing. Get that off of your plate to somebody else if you're an agent, or if you're an ISA. Like, we have to be focused on income producing activities, and we have to get radical. Hopefully you guys have mastered live chat by now. You guys see our agents running it and stuff like that. And if you don't have this set up, you're missing out. The future of inside sales is going to be pretty much virtual. Each year, I can go back and show you from all of our calls and contacts and answer ratios to where we're at today. The phone answer ratio keeps dropping slightly every year. And so about 40% of our appointments that are set from our ISA department, 40% of those, believe it or not, are coming off live chat. We set 10 appointments in our call center. 40% of those are coming from a live chat. And I kind of take Gary V's approach with this. Give information, ask to get from offline or online to offline. You just don't want to puke a bunch of information and sit there and chat with people. The whole goal is to give them enough information to position yourself to ask for a phone appointment, and then get them on the phone, and then quickly get the appointment. So hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. I assume maybe here in a couple of years, we might be at 60% of our appointments that are set are coming from some type of algorithm with live chat, or some type of artificial intelligence portal that's going to have to get them online to offline, and then hopefully in front of an agent. So The phone, when you think of a call center, resource center, client care center, whatever the hell you guys are coining yourself as, you need to start building other communication metrics into your business other than just phone. You're going to need the live chat. You're going to need the social selling aspect of it. Something like Spokio will help you do reverse lookups to find good content, but also help you find all their social pages, and you need to be making connections that way as well. Social selling is huge for us, and I have our agents practicing it at a high level. I just had an agent, we generate leads for everybody. I said, just do this one technique. She generated 50 leads in a matter of an hour. Just through some social selling and positioning herself inside of some groups. Also create some groups with Facebooks, community groups, stuff like that. Become the trusted advisor within these groups or the neighborhoods that you're farming in or you're targeting in, and get people to join these groups and start discussions. And just don't make everything about real estate, but you do want to start to become the trusted advisor, give stats, market updates. Just dig deep into social selling. So in Kansas City, I'm going to drop a few more nuggets on you guys before I get out of here. So in Kansas City, it's a super seller's market here where we're at. It's probably a seller's market where you guys are at. And if you guys have agents in different areas far away, I suggest leveraging like GoToMeeting, Join.me, some type of face-to-face presentation. And I could show my face right now if I wanted to, but if I'm going to do a buyer consultation or any other type of presentation from an agent to a client and they don't want to drive to the other city or your office, or by the time they come into the office and then go look at the house is going to have 15 offers in on it, but you just don't want to Pop-Tart and jump out and show everybody, without getting commitments, having a strategic financial game plan, all of that fun stuff, right? So leverage GoToMeetings. This is taking off right now. Most people understand technology, at least to be able to click a link like you guys did to get on something like this. Or if you go to join.me, you don't even have to download technology. You just put in a 9-digit code. I can screen share with them, go through my value propositions, explain what they can expect. I can show my face, toggle back and forth between my face and the actual presentation, so they're seeing my mannerisms, my body language, and they're able to look me in the eye. I can build trust virtually, digitally over the internet, get them to agree that they trust me and I am coming from an authoritative place to help them achieve X or whatever they're trying to achieve, get a commitment from them. Then I'm going to send over digital signatures for buyer agency, whatever type of presentation you guys are going to do. Then I have a client before I've ever met them. And right now, savvy top agents in super seller markets are leveraging this stuff, and I'm coaching our agents on it, dropping it here for you guys. Hopefully you guys leverage it. All right. So kind of wrap all this shit back up, like the 5 pillars of the team model, what you guys should be building towards is a client-centric business. It's all about the client. It's not about the agent. It's not about the brokerage. It's not about team leaders. It's not about owners. It's about the client, and that's it. The specialization of work is huge, and that's really where you guys have to start building these departments. So you have specialization of work, so you can deliver that consistent quarter pounder every single time to your client. The principle of time value, time value of money. So you've heard me talk about income producing activities. Some people will be like, wow, you only pay your listing agents 30%. Wow, you only pay your buyer agents 45%. Yeah, but they're able to make they make more money than most agents in the city. And when it's net at the end of the time, when it's time to file your taxes, but they're also not burning themselves out. They're able to live a balanced lifestyle, get the freedom back that they want, because that's what it's all about. We're all after freedom, right? We're trying to get our time back. We're fighting for that finite resource of time and freedom, and they're able to have that with their kids, their family, their spouses, their family members, their relatives. I got one of our top agents. He's going to sell 100 homes this year, and he's damn near at the lake on jet skis every week. And I had a couple of other agents like complaining. I'm like, that's what it's all about. Like, get off your ass and start working, leveraging the systems, And go buy yourself some jet skis or a boat, and you go do the same thing. While you guys are sitting in here complaining, that guy is out selling homes and then living a balanced life. Combined marketing efforts and shared resources is huge. The consistency of the value propositions, all of our marketing from our farming to all of our outbound and inbound. Marketing is consistent across the board in every market, so we're delivering the same experience. Agents work cooperatively together, not against one another. I have agents that come from other brokerages, and they're like, yeah, they preach the team model, and they say the same stuff, but it just doesn't feel the same. Everybody goes and shuts their doors. They're secretive with their information. They don't want to share. They don't want to help. They don't want to be a mentor. They don't want to be a coach. They don't want to help develop people. So they're always going to just be on this damn hamster wheel and be on this transaction treadmill, if you will. And really in our environment, it is one of our core values to stop what you're doing and to help your teammate answer questions, show them something tactful or how to. And I don't care if you're one of our 5 coaches in our organization or you're a mentor. If you're just a regular agent and somebody asks you something, that's really what we suggest is helping your peers, and it really works, man. And the people that aren't helping and part of our culture and bought into our belief system and vision and how we work around here, they don't last. Me, myself, and I, and the ego real estate agent won't make it with us. What's the downside to a traditional model? Some of you guys might work in the traditional model. I don't know. No consistency of level of service for the agent, no clear marketing message, no shared marketing or resources for all of the agents across the board or even in different areas or expansion places. Every agent's out for themselves, touched on that. There's no staff support, not a bunch of departments built around the client that's also supporting the agents. No leads really provided to the agents at a top level in terms of qualified buyer appointments coming from the ISAs or qualified listing agents or any of our inbound stuff from our radio or all of our inbound efforts. And you're not really getting that in a traditional model. So, why wouldn't all companies just go to the team model? There's high risk. Much is given around here, but much is expected out of our agents, and it's because we make large investments in them. And there's one thing that an agent won't say to me or any one of our leaders around here is, I'm self-employed, I don't have to do that. Or I'm a 1099 worker, and so I don't have to do that. If somebody says that to me, then I tell them they're free to leave, and they've just been released. Because we are making investments into them, and so we know what works. And so once again, much is given, so much is expected, and we have to have an upfront contract that Mark coaches you guys on to have with clients. We have to have with agents before they come in, because it's hard to put toothpaste back in the tube once it's squeezed out if you don't set those expectations and show them that watermark and come to that mutual agreement before you even get in business with them. Greater management involved. Jeez, man, we have so much, every department has a manager. And then we have, 5 coaches, and we have office operations guy now. It's just we have a lot of overhead, but a lot of those managers and our team leads here are now supporting our growth in other markets. So we made the investments in our backyard so we can step out and support our regional growth. So there's much more overhead, just complicated more processes. As we keep growing, we have to keep changing our systems. And as you guys keep growing, you're going to have to change your systems. There is one thing that everybody can guarantee around here. One thing, everybody knows it. If you ask anybody in our operations on our sales side, that one thing is change. We're constantly changing. And you have to be able to have people that can adapt to change and will embrace it. Okay? Or you're going to get stuck with, go read the book, Who Moved My Cheese. You're going to wake up one day and, wonder where your revenue source is at. And so you constantly have to change to stay caught up to where the cheese is being moved to. We'd be kidding ourselves if we thought the same systems that supported us when we sold 400 or 500 homes a year are the same systems that are supporting us now with 1,000. That's just unrealistic. Like, you're going to hit a point where your systems are going to shake, they're going to rattle, and you're just going to have to change them to support future growth. Some of our systems, our investments, and things that we have right now, not just in our ISA call center, but across our whole board, is really set up to start making a run at 2,000 homes closed and to bring on more partners and tap them into our call center and stuff like that. Because most people want the support from the ISAs and our TC department, all from our Wichita branch, and it helps cut down on their overhead, and it's just really turnkey. I know in our foundations group we talk a lot about numbers, guys. This is majority owner of our company, Gerbic. You have Brian, Grant, myself. Our Kansas City market is Martin, Hutch, and then I know we beat you guys up a lot about your numbers. You're going through sales training, but clients don't want to be part of your production stats, guys. They want to be part of your story, all right? So start creating that story, those core values, the vision. Make your story relatable, all right? And we also want to be a part of your guys' story. So I took, when Mark was, wanting to flip classes today, I said that's great because some of these people haven't saw me run a webinar or a presentation or anything like that. And so, I was excited to show up today with some stuff for you guys. I've only gave this presentation one other time. I got asked to come down and speak for Break Free Academy in Dallas, and so I went down there and presented this right here. I built that just for them. And so I thought this would be a good time to show you guys our why, where we come from, where we're going, how it's getting done, and kind of tie our story into it. And then hopefully you guys are on the right track to do this shit, because we was small one time. When I walked in here and sold my insurance agency 6 years ago, and Mike and I teamed up, put our egos aside to build something bigger and greater and really change lives through changing the real estate industry. We had 7 people that worked for us. 7 people that worked for us. That's it. Agents, staff, we had like 1 assistant. Mike and I was running out in the field 12, 13-hour days putting this all together. And so you can build greatness in a short time frame, okay? Most people underestimate what they can do in a year. People underestimate what they can do in a quarter. And so you guys have a great opportunity in front of you with the people that you're in business with. It's just up to you and them to create it. Nobody is going to come to you and roll out the red carpet and give you anything. You are going to have to visionize how you want the future and then get your ass up and go create it. And you can do it, and you don't have to be super smart. I'm blessed to be able to have a lot of smart people that work under me, and I am telling you, this is not rocket science to develop into a great leader, to put good systems in place, create good marketing materials, create good training systems, create just good systems overall. Get it built, turn it over for somebody else to master, and move on to the next thing. All right. The fourth quarter is going to be real, guys. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be a hustle. But we're going to do it together, and you guys are going to see us suck. You're going to see us have some success, and hopefully we really learn together, think together, and create together. Other than that, I'm going to open it up for some questions. Anybody have any questions? What's going on in the world today? You guys are unmuted. Do you have any tips on the chat, like how to increase the volume? Volume in what, David? Like volume in terms of appointments or?
No, just volume in terms of like active chats. Like we've been using the chat feature for a couple weeks now. And we're not getting too many. Like we have it set up to, once you go to our website, after about 15 to 20 seconds, it'll come up like, hey, you need any help with anything type of thing. So I guess like just if you have any tips on like those triggers to get them to be more responsive to even like attempt to, chat with us through there.
So did you copy and paste our populated chat?
I'm not sure. I didn't set that up personally. Shane actually set that up, so I'm not too sure, how he did that.
So make a note here for Shane on Monday morning when Shelly is live doing database management. Have Shane ask Shelly to show our question that populates after 15, 20 seconds. We get great responses from him.
Awesome.
What tool are you using? Are you using Snap Engage or are you using something else?
No, we're using Snap Engage.
All right. So what you're going to have to do is toy around with it in terms of maybe you change the seconds or you split test the question. I would just say copy and paste our shit. We get into a lot of chats, and so I couldn't even tell you what it is. I haven't been on our website in a while, but get with Shelly on Monday mornings and ask to copy our question and then start testing that one and let Mark or myself know how that goes.
All right, man. That sounds good.
Cool. Love it, man. What else, guys? What was the 5 dysfunctions of a team? It's a book, Carlos. Go buy the 5 dysfunctions of a team. Patrick Luthean, something, last name with an L, but yeah, 5 dysfunctions of a team. What's up, guys? You guys got me live and direct. What type of questions do we have? I'm willing to take any type of questions today. We're wrapping up here, so feel free, man. Team questions, agent questions, ISA questions, marketing questions. What do you got? Fire it. Mic check, mic check. What's your best source of online lead gen? We're Boomtown, but Boomtown is just a platform. It's not a lead gen source. So like Boomtown or Commissions Inc. or Real Geeks, like they have pay-per-click advertising people that will do it for you. That's something else that we brought back in-house is that's a great question, PC or Facebook. So I'll talk about the difference between two of those real quick, Christine, but to finish my thought, we have brought our marketing in-house. So we actually have like a whole marketing team now that handles all of our pay-per-click advertising, just our whole digital imprint. So we no longer outsource that to Boomtown or any other companies. Like we want to control all of our knowledge, right? And so we used to generate a shit ton of Facebook leads, man. Now, I will tell you, we started tracking them since we started building our marketing team. Like, they're just some data nerds over there, like, and I love them, like, because they get me what we need. And so I was thinking, when we started marketing on Facebook, we was generating a shit ton of appointments. And then once he started tracking them, a year's worth of data, we started noticing that Facebook leads wasn't nurturing out. And I was like, why the hell aren't these Facebook leads nurturing out, right? In comparison to Google or pay-per-click. And so I'm sitting there working with my marketing guy, and I said, I got it. It's a difference between pushing or pulling. And what I mean by that is Facebook pushes content to you. Like, I'm sure you guys have opened your damn phone today and hit that app and already scrolled through Facebook. Guaranteed 90% of you guys in here have done that. And what do? Like, you're scrolling through the content that people are pushing to you. So if you get a populated ad or you see a post from us or however we market on Facebook and that pushes it to you, and there's a trigger to push that button, and it's like, I got to register, so I'll register. Like, that's a different psychology than somebody that takes action and goes and types on the internet, I'm looking for a house in Maze, or I'm looking for a house in yada, 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 or certain type of amenities, and then they land on your website and register. Like, they had to actually take action to get to your site versus you pushing content to them and then them opting into something. And so we was generating a lot of leads, but we wasn't generating quality leads. And so when we brought this marketing team on, I tried to cut back on generating less leads. I wanted to generate more quality leads. And so, yes, we still generate leads from Facebook, and we still do that, but just understand that you're going to have to generate way more off Facebook than pay-per-click to get them to populate out in that 300-day mark, or on the selling side, almost 400 days or whatever it was. So There's a difference between pay-per-click and Facebook. There's my thoughts on it, my experience, and where we're at with that. So, what else, guys?
Hey, this is Oscar. Quick question for you.
All right. What's up?
I have a lead through Sync, and she wants to go take a look at $1 million property on over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The second time she's requested that, I have no relationship with her at all. When I first called her, the first time she requested it, she just basically cut me off, said, hey, not a good time to talk, bye, click.
Right.
I don't want to go show a property without a buyer broker agreement. It's a heck of a possibility for a lead if it's a good one. Feedback.
Right. Yeah, like you have to come from that confident spot of letting people know you're just not a showing agent, and you actually don't open and close doors for people. You actually are a professional negotiator, and you only show homes to people that have professionally hired you. Now, it sounds like I could help you achieve X, and I'd love to sit down with you for a few minutes to understand what you're trying to accomplish, to see if I could really even help you out before we get out and start looking at that. When's normally a good time we can meet up for a few minutes to see if this could work for you? So, what's your average sales price, Oscar?
We're doing about between 500,000 and 700,000.
So it's almost double your average price range. So, some agents want to gamble. I don't know how new you are or where your skill set is at yet. But hey, some of our agents, until they can really influence other people, persuade people to take actions towards them off their own needs, wants, and desires through value propositions, or be able to look for red flags. Because if you don't have the skill set yet, you might have to get out and go show them one house and then articulate to them, hey, like normally I only show people that's hired me, or I have a business relationship with, but here's what I'll do for you. I'll get out and show you this one home, and then, if I do that for you, would you be willing to come back in and sit down to see, how I can help you achieve whatever? And the reason I say whatever is because once you start going through our program, there's a closing paragraph that I teach you. One of the things I do is blah, 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 blah. One of the things I specialize is in blah, blah, blah. So if I can show you how to blah, 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 is that going to be worth a few minutes of your time? And all those blah, blah, blahs are keywords off of information that I'm able to extract out of them, and then I'm just optimizing it back into that closing paragraph to get them to agree to help me help them achieve whatever they're trying to achieve. Once I get them to commit that they trust me, they see me as an authoritative figure, they see me as competent to help them, then I'll make a suggestion with an appointment.
That sounds great. Thank you for your help.
Get up, but if you have to get out and gamble, go show them one house. But when you're out in the field, you could be like, hey, you remember when I told you I would show you this house, and I know it's not the way that I normally do business, and you know that. Give me 1% of your trust and let me earn the other 99%. So let's sit down and come up with a strategic game plan of how I can help you achieve whatever the hell you're trying to achieve, all right?
Cool. Thanks, man.
Give me 1% of your trust and let me earn the other 99%, baby. I've used that so much out in the field, even when I was a new agent and we was building the call center, and I used to get out and gamble too, and that's the line that I teach our agents with. If you're going to have to gamble, let them know you don't gamble, and let them know that this is an exception to the rule, but you're going to do them a favor. So when they get there, they feel like you already did them a favor and you're doing shit that you normally don't do, so they're special. So then when you go to tie them back down to coming into the office and going over your home buyer advantage program or however you differentiate yourself, you're able to, they're going to feel like they need to repay you or they need to do things the right way now because you did things outside of the norm for them, if that makes sense. And so you got to have that upfront agreement, that upfront contract that Mark's going to teach you guys in advanced stuff to make all that work. Ooh, what is your recommendation? What is your recommendation, average exit? You know what? That's a great question, Christine. I don't know. That's why I got two just sold, just listed ISAs that came in here now. We've been in a buyer's market until this last year. We shifted to a seller's market, and so circle prospecting didn't make financial sense for us. unless we really outsourced it to somebody really cheap. I couldn't make the numbers work. But since we've really shifted over to a seller's market right now, I played with some numbers, done some different things, and so I got 2 people right now that I'm hoping to figure out that math and share with you guys. All right. As as the markets change, you need to change. A couple of years ago, when we was in a buyer's market, I coached against open houses. Right now, we control our own listings, so why should we have to co-op with any other agents in our community? So we're holding open houses before the home hits the market with our new listings and getting them bad boys sold before they hit the market, or leveraging them for lead gen for our new agents. But it's just the market we're in. And so I've had some veterans, they're like, well, you're big on this open house system that you've built now, and it's working good, but why 2 or 3 years ago did you have a different message? And I said, it's simple. I changed my message and my marketing techniques and my strategy when the market changes. And so understanding what type of market you're in and having self-awareness with that is huge in terms of how you guys take action or strategize or implement your tactics or the vision that you have for the current climate that you're operating in. All right. What else you guys got?
Adam, it's Russell Larkin.
What's up, brother?
You just mentioned a second ago about your open house strategy. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Right. Yeah, so if you're going to do this to its fullest, I don't know if you know what cold directories is, but you need to get cold directories. And whenever the reason we can get 40, 50 people through our open houses is because we'll go target whatever area that we're holding that open house in, and then I'll go into cold directories, drop proximity pins, I'll do an export, I'll get all of that data out of there, and I'll import it into like a Mojo dialer. I'll pre-record a voicemail, or there's other programs where you can just upload the spreadsheet out and send out voicemails to all cell phones. So people love what they can't have. People love a little bit of mesquite, right? So in this voicemail or in this message, or if you're going to slide broadcast it out, there needs to be some exclusivity. So you need to let them know, hey, we have a home that we're holding open in your neighborhood this day, this time. It's not yet on the market. Now, we are going to be holding this open exclusive to the neighborhood, so bring your family and friends at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock before it's open to the rest of the public at 3 o'clock. Okay? Also, when you're calling these people in the neighborhood, the agent is farming and talking to these people and influencing them, spending a little bit of time with them as well. And then the people that they're just getting voicemails, whether it's landline or cell line, then they're dropping that pre-recorded message. And with the 3-line dialer, depending on the neighborhood, you can get that done in an hour and a half, right? So do that, and then we have a carrier. So our listing agents only show up, like they don't prospect. Our listing agents don't. They just show up to appointments and present and get paperwork signed, and then we take it over from there. They get back involved with the negotiations, obviously, and then the repair request, and they just show up to the closing. Everything else is automated and done for them. But we have a carrier that runs all of our flyers out and gets the sign out and all that stuff. When we have open houses on Sunday, what he's doing all day on Sundays is putting out open house signs strategically, anywhere from about 20 to 25 signs strategically pointing back to that open house as well. And so with the signs, and then with the pre-recorded voicemails, and then with the actual live touches from the agent that's going to hold the open house, doing making the actual calls and telling people about the exclusivity of the open house that isn't on the market yet, that's how we're able to have good traffic through our open houses. And I will tell you, our new agents do this until they get busy, or they've been with me about a year, and then they're like, I got this internet game figured out, and so I'd rather be out selling homes on Sundays or off on Sundays versus doing these open houses, because we have such great systems and shit for our agents that our open houses are only really, this system is really only used with our new people because they start taking off after that. So, any other questions, guys? Good question, Russell. Woo! Hopefully you guys enjoyed it today. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Put in the chat box, did you guys enjoy this today? It was probably something totally different than what you guys thought. Hopefully there was some value exchange. Hopefully you guys appreciate the time today. I know I did. Other than that, I'll catch you guys at call night. Just do it.